Oh, get a load of this. What if Hornet takes double damage?
Ooh, like how in Hollow Knight the final boss deals double damage.
The final boss? No, I was thinking more like the second boss, and basically half of all the enemies.
Holy shit, you genius.
No! Double damage? That's some baby shit. I need every boss, enemy, and Spike to kill me in a single hit. That's right, I need to beat the whole game on 1 HP. And anything that will make me live a hit? No thanks, remove it. If I use those, then random people I don't know won't think it's as impressive.
You need to leave right now or I'm calling the police.
Okay, but before I go, can I take a second to ask you to leave a like and subscribe, and if you're watching on mobile, to hype the video?
Oh yes, that's a great idea. You should definitely do that. I fully agree.
The run starts off just like any other in the Moss Grotto. No. Okay, not just like any other. I mean, who would die to Moss Mother in a normal run, am I right? The run through the Marrow goes smooth all the way to the Silk Sphere, and I even get to practice my epic gamer speedrunning tactics. Bell Beast goes down relatively easily, only taking a couple tries. No epic gamer speedrunning for this guy. And while I epic gamer speedrun some of the early game of this challenge, let's flesh out the rules and talk a little bit about the run. The title is pretty self-explanatory. It's the 1 HP challenge run. As you can tell by now, I've altered my save file to start at 1 HP, and of course, I'm not allowed to get any health upgrades. It's not just the HP bar though. If I'm not dying in one hit, then I don't want it. Any and all ways to tank a hit are banned, so stuff like the Plasmium File, the Fractured Mask, and even the Magnetite Dice, as hype as that would be, are all banned. I do have a few mods enabled. Nothing really that affects gameplay, just some quality of life stuff to save time here and there. You've probably already noticed the health bar mod. This one might be considered cheating, but I've been wanting to play with it for a while now and just decided that now's the time. Other than that, I use the debug mod to give myself rosaries and shell shards when needed. I've already spent hours of my life grinding enemies in this game. There's nothing difficult about this. It just saves time from doing something boring on stream. Lastly, I'll use some save states to save time on certain boss runbacks. This is only ever to save time walking through loading zones and never to skip challenging runback sections. For example, I don't plan on using a save state in front of the Grohl fight. And that's pretty much everything. Wow, look at that. We've already gotten all the movement abilities in Act 1 and acquired the Needle-In. I kind of glazed over this part of the game, but that's only because there wasn't anything that really stuck out. None of the early game bosses took me more than a few minutes of tries, and most of the challenging gauntlets and areas that are actually dangerous to move through are in the later acts. The 1 HP challenge, everybody. Spam your tools, spam your spells. There we go, 1 HP challenge! Yeah, the tools and spells are the saving grace of this challenge. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that this would be 10 times more difficult without the use of them. Even in the early game, where your variety is limited, just Threadstorm and the pins are all you need to be extremely strong. Now that I have the Needle-In, I want to evolve my Hunter's Crest as soon as possible. The focus mechanic is already a very strong buff to your needle, but it's especially great for this challenge, as if I were to ever get hit and lose focus buildup on the weapon, well, I'd have bigger problems to worry about at that point anyway. And yes, in case you were wondering, like my other challenge runs, this is an all-boss run, which means that genociding the local Moss Mother population is a requirement. Funnily enough, I say all that about the Evolved Hunter's Crest, but immediately switch off of it. I plan on using a wide variety of gear for this challenge, changing my setup pretty often. So for now, I'll mess around with either the Hunter or Wanderer Crest. Either way, I know for a fact I'll be using this tool. Let me tell you a little bit about this normally useless tool while I struggle through Biowater. The Barbed Bracelet adds an extra 25% damage to hits with your nail, basically serving as an extra nail upgrade throughout the game. The downside is that in exchange for this relatively minor damage increase, the damage you take is doubled, which is not worth it in most cases. But I will refer you to the paragraph of the script talking about the Evolved Hunter's Crest. If I'm taking any damage at all, I'll have bigger problems to worry about. Safe to say, I'm pretty much never taking this off for the rest of the game. At this point, I would be pretty much ready to head to either the Last Judge or to Phantom and finish off Act 1. But I do still have a few hours of side questing and collectathoning to do before entering Act 2. Okay, that really sucked because the chest took so damn long to open I couldn't get the fucking craft metal out of it. It wouldn't have to take that long, but everything takes like 3 times longer in this challenge with the amount of time I have to spend backtracking every single time I die. It really is just a lot of grinding. Grabbing silk upgrades, memory lockets, fleas, and other collectibles, knocking out all the available Act 1 wishes, and doing any of the Act 1 bosses. I'd rather get through what's available now and make some of the progress needed for entering Act 3, rather than just letting it build up and doing it all at once at the very end of Act 2. But with all that stuff out of the way, it's time for the final boss of Act 1. Well, the final bosses, actually. There's 2 of them. Starting with the Last Judge. That was fun. Didn't get it on my first try or anything, but within 10 minutes of attempts, the big judge was felled. We're gonna pretend like the intro cutscene for Act 2 isn't playing right now, and make a quick stop in the Grand Gate to grab this silk upgrade, and turn straight back around and head toward the mist. I think the entrance to Act 2 through the exhaust organ is a much more convenient part of the Citadel, so I usually kill Phantom as the true final boss of Act 1. So after making my way through the mist, I climb up through the cramped exhaust organ and begin the battle. Okay. Final phase, final phase, final phase, final phase. Woo! We got her ass. And that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. So far, this challenge has actually been a lot easier than I was expecting. I think I underestimated just how strong the tools and spells can be in this game. If you enjoyed the video, I humbly request that you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. If you're watching on mobile, you can also hype the video, which really helps its performance. My next big goal for the channel is to reach 10,000 subscribers. I've got a hell of a way to go, but I think it's possible. I truly think 2026 is going to be a crazy year for the challenge, so you can think of your support now as an early investment. And a huge shout out to the channel members. John Deere and Nana, thank you for becoming supporters, and Dumb Biscuit and Finn Legends, thank you for becoming members. If you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, you can become a member for as little as $1 a month to receive access to exclusive emotes, end of video shoutouts, and more in the future. And of course, one last thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.